This is Flipping 101. There is a lot of stuff going on out here, guys. They actually just took the existing stucco, put some cement on it, and then put the stone up. You guys can get it for how much?
$560.
$560, and it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yes.
1729 square feet, and comps are 740,000.
That being said, let's go look at the house.
Go look at the house.
Here we go.
Wow. Yeah, you can see, like, whoever owned the house, they tried to remodel it.
He had good intentions.
But I actually really like this room.
My idea in here was just to keep it simple. Redo the fireplace, redo the crown molding, obviously change the flooring.
What's the budget again?
I want to stay under 50,000.
For the whole house?
The whole house. But let's wait until we get to the backyard.
Oh, I've started at 50 before too. Why don't we make our way into this room?
Okay.
We got a little closet right here. Oh my God, this house went from okay to terrible in an instant. I would say put an island if you had more space, but in this case you don't.
Okay.
Was that a pantry?
Yeah, so here's where we need help with.
Yeah, so washer and dryer was originally here.
I mean, all of this is gonna have to go. This kitchen could be absolutely incredible. If you opened up this area by eliminating the laundry room, then you'd have enough space to add a center island that would become the focal point.
Okay. This is the master.
This is some funky coloring.
I don't even know what that is.
I think he didn't wash the fan very often. Let's see what else we're working with.
So this is the second bathroom. I think it's the only like normal thing in this house.
I would love to put a lot of money into this room, like do herringbone floor, and then do like some cool wallpaper, and then really do something nice to the shower.
Everything you said is like expensive. He doesn't think budget, but it's fine.
This is the problem with Caesar. He always wants to go over the top with his designs, but he never takes into consideration how much things cost, and it really frustrates me because it always cuts into our profit.
All right, so we have bedroom number
3.
I love it. This one doesn't need too much work, just some closet doors and...
New floors, paint the walls.
It's gonna add up. So bedroom 4. This house actually has a really good layout. You guys have replastering in the budget, right?
We've never done a pool, so...
What would you do here?
It could get expensive back here. Just in this area, it can go as high as 15 grand.
Are you getting me nervous now?
Oh my gosh. I feel like it just keeps adding up.
This is a nice patio cover. It's huge. Look how much wood there is. Look how much weight there is. You have no vertical post holding the load. So this is a red flag right here.
If we were to have to tear this down, how much does that cost?
Probably about 5 to 7 grand.
Kind of
So
crazy.
expensive.
I think the first step is get the contractor out here to figure out if it's even possible to make this safe and to make it permitted and to make it legal. This is how much this house is gonna cost. If you buy the house for $560,000, you're gonna have about $10,000 in closing costs. It's probably gonna take 5 months start to finish with the project at $3,000 a month in mortgage payment, which is $15,000. When you go to sell the house, you're gonna have about $30,000 in commission and closing costs, and then we have to pay to fix up the house. And I estimate it's probably gonna cost about $70,000. So your break even is gonna be $685,000.
Oh my God.
A lot of money going
It's a
out.
lot of money going out. We were just factoring in 50,000.
It's possible to get it done
This
for
is-
50, but the house isn't gonna be as nice as it should be, meaning you're not gonna sell for what it should sell for. You're just not gonna match the comp at 740. So this house, it's a pretty solid house, and if you plan right and you move fast, you can make a real profit. Not like the $10,000 you're making on those other houses. But you need to listen to me and make smart decisions.
We can't afford to
To mess this
mess
one up.
this
All
up.
right, so is this the house?
This is the one.
This is the one.
All right.
One.
All right.
Thank
Go on.
you so much.
All right, buddy, I get a hug too?
He's a hugger.
Yeah.
Can I take a couple hits? Caesar and Sahar ended up making a deal on the Anaheim house, and with closing costs, they're in it for $570,000. Even though I told them $70,000, Sahar insisted on keeping the reno budget at $50,000. Her contractor agreed, but what she didn't realize is the bid didn't include the pool work. So they're already 7 grand over budget. They're not off to a great start.
We're a couple weeks into this flip, and honestly, it's really scary because the reno costs are adding up a lot quicker than we thought. Our contractor found us a way to save on the patio cover, but we were so anxious to get things going that we didn't even add that into our budget. So it's costing us an extra $5,000, and now we're $12,000 over our budget, and we're only 2 weeks into this project.
Right now, we're about 2 months in, and Caesar and Sahar are fighting, trying to decide if they're gonna take down the wall between the kitchen and the living room.
I feel like if we completely tear this down, there's gonna be like no separation.
Like it's gonna feel open. That's what everybody wants, like an open concept.
This is a very important decision that they should have made weeks ago while they were doing demo. If they take the wall down now, it's gonna end up costing them even more time and money. Me personally, I probably wouldn't do it. I would save the money, but I'm not always right, so.
I don't know, we have to really think about it. I'm honestly curious to see how it's gonna look.
Caesar and Sahar are 13 weeks into this flip, and their costs, they're still going up. When they walked in the house, they learned that the workers had actually shattered a slab for the fireplace, and it cost them an additional $2,500. Now they're almost 18 grand over budget. Well, I mean, the plaster looks way better, but man, that is some ugly pool tile. I mean, you let it happen again, you missed another opportunity. All of this, it should have been replaced when you replastered the pool. It probably would have only cost you an additional $1,500 for a brand new pool. If you went back and did it now, you'd have to rip out the tile, which could probably damage the plaster, and it's gonna cost you 2 grand.
We're keeping it, we're gonna take that chance. We're leaving it the way it is, there's just no way.
They've been working on this house for 14 weeks now, and the day's finally come to get everything together and get it staged. Now, I'm gonna be meeting with Caesar and Sahar to figure out what the home's actually worth. If the comps aren't over the 650 mark, they're dead in the water. You paid $560,000 for the house, and you also had about $10,000 in closing costs when you bought it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the remodel came to $71,000, and your carrying cost on the loan was about $11,000,
Yeah.
and then to sell the house, about $30,000 in commission and closing costs.
Right.
Yeah.
So your break even here is $682,000.
Yep.
Yeah.
If it were my house, I would come in at $749,900. I think that's the highest you're gonna be able to list for, and let's just see how the buyers react to the kitchen and the pool. I honestly have no idea how this is gonna go.
I'm honestly terrified about this open house. I'm just afraid of people's reactions. We did a lot of missteps on this one.
Yeah, and if we don't get any offers and the house sits on the market for a long time, our holding costs are gonna kill us.
With the house finally on the market, I set up a few cameras and patched them into my mobile office so Caesar and Sahar can get live feedback of the open house.
Hey, welcome in, guys. How are you?
Hi.
I'm Justin.
I'm
the real
Jamie.
estate agent.
Nice to meet you.
Oh my gosh, I
Really
love
excited about
the
it?
fireplace.
Wow, I did not expect that from the outside.
So
I love how it goes straight up to the ceiling like that.
That's what I was saying. First impressions are everything. They saw that huge slab and they loved
They were
it.
blown away.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's not that big, but you know, the way they carry that over really makes it big.
Yeah. Kind of seems a little bit small here.
I mean, he said it's small, but it's kind of expected. It's not a
Yeah.
large house. But if you had just demoed the pantry like I told you, the kitchen would be huge.
Oh my gosh, I love the kitchen.
Yes.
Where's the
That's
kitchen?
what I wanted.
I got lots of counter space.
It's the same layout as
Yeah.
the previous kitchen, but it looks twice as big by extending the
as big.
peninsula.
Yeah, I like the tile.
They better.
Of course they like
It
the
was
tile.
expensive.
Laminate would have looked just as great, but you would have saved a few $1,000s,
Yeah.
and you could have taken that few $1,000s and redid the pool top.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know what? I'm a little nervous about the pool. It's the only thing that we didn't finish is the pool.
first bedroom.
Cute.
This is nice. I like this.
Is this the master?
What a big difference, though, from the first time we walked in that room, how ugly and dark it
Yeah, it
was.
was so dark.
But this is,
It's
I don't know,
tight.
It's too small, and then
Do you think this is a king size bed? I don't know if our king would fit.
I like that at least has a bathroom attached to it.
It's a little bit tight for us.
Here's the other bathroom.
Ooh, I like this one.
The tile work and the sinks,
Yeah, and that.
countertops look fantastic.
This is nice, the sliding door.
I like this little deck area. This is really cute.
Oh, I could totally see us having coffee out here in the morning.
I wish they had this attached to the master bedroom, though.
If the pool could get a little bit more manicured,
It's new plaster, though.
Well, it's the whole
it's got a lot
tile.
of potential.
Yeah, he called out the pool tile. He
know,
said
the
it
tile.
didn't look finished.
Yeah, they are picking it apart. This patio is huge.
Yeah, I love it.
This
Here,
is
just
really nice.
Hanging out in the summer.
Do some like outdoor lighting.
She likes it. They both like it. And you could have spent an additional $2,000-3,000 in the backyard, and it would have been perfect.
Yeah.
If we wouldn't have spent that on the tile floors.
You know, we're learning.
This is why it's called Flipping 101. We
Yeah.
learn as we go.
Learn.
It feels a little bit tight, at least for us, but I think the kids would be fine.
You can't please everyone.
Right.
It's impossible. And if you do, that means you spent too much money because the house is perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be in touch.
Yeah,
You know,
we'll be in
there's
touch.
a lot of
We really liked
possibilities
it.
here, and I think it could work.
You don't expect it from the outside coming in, you know, for it to look this way. So it's definitely really nice.
On the next flip, you have to make better decisions and you have to do things in the right order. You're getting a lot of mixed reviews, so I'm not even sure if you're gonna get any offers. After 1 week on the market, Caesar and Sahar received a full price offer, but it fell through. However, they're now in escrow with another buyer at $760,000.